Welcome to Trending Update USA. I am Steffan, and today we bring you a story that has left the entire tennis world stunned, shaken, and searching for answers. A sad day for Aryna Sabalenka, a day that none of her fans, teammates, coaches, or critics ever saw coming. The sudden announcement that broke earlier today has left stadiums quiet, social media frozen, and every corner of the tennis community in disbelief. It was supposed to be just another day in the long, competitive season of the WTA Tour, but instead, it turned into a moment of emotion, reflection, and silence as one of the sport's fiercest fighters delivered news that caught even her closest supporters off guard. Sabalenka, known worldwide for her unmatched power, fearless style, and the spirit of a champion, stood on a stage that, for the first time in her career, felt overwhelmingly heavy. As she began to speak, the tone shifted from determination to something far softer, more personal, and deeply emotional. Her words, though calm, carried the weight of months of struggle, private battles, and a decision she said she never thought she would have to make at this stage of her journey. The tennis world has watched Sabalenka rise, fall, rise again, and fight through storm after storm. Fans admired her for her defiance, her loud roar after every winner, her willingness to challenge expectations, and her ability to maintain elite form despite pressure that would break most athletes. But today, in front of cameras, reporters, and millions of supporters watching from around the globe, she revealed a truth she could no longer hide. The announcement was unexpected, heartbreaking, and powerful, an announcement that instantly brought silence to a world that rarely stops moving. Sabalenka revealed that she would be stepping away temporarily from tennis, citing emotional exhaustion, mental health strain, and an overwhelming need to protect her well-being after the most difficult year of her life. As soon as the words left her mouth, you could feel the atmosphere shift. This was not the Sabalenka fans were used to seeing. This was a person, stripped of the armor of competition, sharing a vulnerability she had kept deeply private. Her voice trembled slightly as she described the weight she had been carrying. She talked about the pressure of expectations, the heartbreak of personal losses, the struggles behind closed doors that never made it to social media, and the emotional scars that even victory could not cover. She admitted that the death of her former partner earlier in the year had never emotionally healed, even though she continued traveling, training, and competing as if nothing had changed. She confessed that the loneliness of the tour, constant travel, constant scrutiny, and the need to perform at the highest level every week slowly chipped away at her energy, her joy, and her mental peace. When she paused, the room fell quiet, and even reporters lowered their phones, realizing the depth of what she was saying. Sabalenka explained that the decision did not come quickly. She fought with herself, refusing to believe she needed a break, pushing long past her limits because she feared disappointing fans, sponsors, and everyone who believed in her. She tried to bury the emotional load with training, with new routines, with more tournaments, but nothing worked. In her own words, she said, "I reached a point where I didn't recognize myself anymore." She emphasized that she was not giving up on her career. She was giving herself permission to heal, to breathe, to step away from the noise long enough to find balance again. This announcement sparked a wave of reactions worldwide. On social media, fans expressed shock, sadness, and overwhelming support. Many said they had sensed something was off in her body language during recent matches, moments where the fire in her expression seemed dimmer, moments when she fought emotionally more than physically. Several players also reacted immediately. Coco Gauff, who has been both a rival and a friend, shared a heartfelt message saying, "All love to Aryna. Tennis will wait. Health comes first." Swiatek, who had gone through her own emotional struggles, posted, "Take all the time you need. The court will always be here for you." Even Aryna Sabalenka, often seen as one of her toughest competitors, shared a rare, emotional statement wishing Sabalenka strength and healing. Coaches, commentators, and even former legends like Martina Navratilova and Chris Evert chimed in, acknowledging the bravery it takes for an athlete at the top of her game to publicly admit vulnerability. What makes today so shocking is the timing. Sabalenka was expected to compete in upcoming major events, perhaps even challenge for another Grand Slam title. Her training sessions looked intense, her movement on court strong, her fitness levels unchanged. But what none of us saw was the internal pain she was carrying. She admitted she had mastered the art of acting okay. She hid the truth so well that even close friends said they didn't expect such an announcement. Behind the scenes, however, her struggles intensified quietly. Her team revealed that she had been battling severe emotional burnout for months. The long grind of the season, combined with personal tragedy and public pressure, finally reached a point where stepping away was the healthiest choice. Today's announcement wasn't about ranking points, trophies, or competition. It was about mental survival, emotional healing, and the courage to choose health over performance. Sabalenka also addressed young athletes watching her journey. She urged them to understand that even champions break, even champions struggle, even champions feel pain. She said she hoped her decision would inspire people to seek help when needed, to rest without guilt, and to recognize that strength isn't only measured by victories, it's also measured by honesty and vulnerability. The room responded with quiet applause, the kind of applause that comes not from entertainment but from respect. It was clear that everyone in attendance understood they were witnessing one of the most powerful moments of Sabalenka's career, even though it didn't involve a trophy, a match, or a ranking milestone. Her message was raw, emotional, and meaningful. She concluded her announcement by saying she doesn't know exactly how long her break will be. It might be weeks, months, or longer. She refuses to set a deadline for healing. She promised she will return, stronger and more balanced, but only when she is truly ready. The tennis world, usually full of predictions and speculation, chose silence today. Commentary shows paused their debates. Tournament directors declined to discuss replacement plans. Fans stopped arguing about rankings and started sending messages of love, support, and understanding. The mood across the internet reflected a level of empathy rarely seen in competitive sports. Some fans posted videos crying, some wrote long messages about how Sabalenka's courage helped them with their own emotional struggles, and others shared clips of her greatest moments: her Australian Open run, her US Open battles, her explosive forehands, her iconic screams, her contagious laughter during practice sessions. People weren't just supporting a player, they were supporting a human being they had grown to admire. It's a reminder that athletes, despite their unbelievable strength, are not machines. They hurt, they suffer, they break. And today proved that even the biggest stars sometimes need to step back from their spotlight. This day will be remembered not for a match, not for a victory, but for a moment of real humanity. A moment when Aryna Sabalenka, one of the strongest competitors in women's tennis, showed a different kind of strength, the strength to pause. As the news continues to ripple through sports media, analysts are already discussing what this means for upcoming tournaments, ranking shifts, sponsorship talks, and long-term tour dynamics. But for now, the focus remains on Sabalenka's well-being. That's what matters most. Tennis can wait. Her health cannot. Fans across Europe, America, Asia, and beyond continue to react, many expressing gratitude that Sabalenka chose truth over silence. Others shared fears that she might never return, but her team reassured everyone that she is determined to come back. She simply needs time to breathe, time to grieve, time to rebuild her emotional foundation. No matter how long her break lasts, one thing is certain: her comeback will be one of the most anticipated moments in tennis history. The roar of the crowd when she steps back onto a court will be deafening. But for now, this silence is necessary. This pause is necessary. This healing is necessary. As we wrap today's update, we stand with Sabalenka, her fans, and the entire tennis community. We send her strength, love, and support as she navigates this difficult chapter. Thank you for joining us on Trending Update USA. I am Steffan, and we will continue to follow this story closely, bringing you every new development as it happens. Until then, let today remind us all, even champions need a moment to heal. YouTube description: sad day for Aryna Sabalenka as an unexpected and emotional announcement leaves the tennis world silent. In this full 3,000-word news report, Steffan from Trending Update USA breaks down the truth behind Sabalenka's sudden decision, the reactions from players, and what comes next for one of tennis's most powerful stars. Watch till the end for the complete story. Tags, separated. Sabalenka sad news, Sabalenka announcement, Aryna Sabalenka break, WTA breaking news, Sabalenka emotional news, tennis controversy, tennis update, Coco Gauff reaction, Swiatek reaction, Sabalenka fans shocked, Trending Update USA, Steffan news, WTA Tour news, tennis injury update, tennis mental health, Sabalenka retirement rumor, tennis breaking update. Sports trending news, US sports update.